Good morning. I'm actually in South Dakota right now, and I'm trying to shoot a little morning clip here with the sun in the face, so it's kind of tricky. So let's see if this works. I'm actually standing here right in front of the entrance into Mount Rushmore, and you know, that's a pretty big sculpture, probably one of the bigger ones here in the area, if not even in the United States. It's definitely one of the most famous ones. You know, the faces of 4 presidents. Kind of interesting, right? So where do you find that? Well, it's actually up that road a couple of miles. Let's drive up and find out how it looks like. I can't even imagine right now. It looks like it's going to be a very nice day, by the way. It's already pretty warm here. A blue sky, no clouds, which is totally perfect if you are going to look for you know, an interesting sculpture like this. They have a lot of these flags here, the state flags on the sides, and you see clearly these 4 faces way up there in the mountain. It's a little windy also, actually more than a little probably. I can feel it right now. I hope that will not mess up my audio here. We have a lot of activities everywhere in the area. People are, you know, working hard, fixing stuff. I'm not sure what this is about, but it's happening right here in front of these guys up there in the mountain. I'm looking over the edge here, and they have some kind of theater right here where they probably have some you know, performances or history lessons in the summertime. Mount Rushmore is actually a huge tourist attraction here in South Dakota, and the work started I think in the late 1920s and finished in about 1941, and the main carver or the artist was this Gutzon Borglum, who's really famous for this, right? And he carved out, as you can see up to the left, that's George Washington, and right next to him is Thomas Jefferson, and we have Theodore Roosevelt and Abraham Lincoln up there. He chose those people because he thought they were like the best for their time, right? So that's kind of interesting, and it's pretty well done actually. It looks like George Washington. Take a look. I mean, these other people are pretty good too. I mean, you can see Abe up there to the right? It looks like Abraham Lincoln. And Jefferson, I mean, we have seen pictures of him, and Theodore Roosevelt. Yeah, I mean, it's a pretty crazy good job. It's just such a weird concept, carving out these faces here. And well, it's done, and it attracts a lot of people every year, every day actually. They put up some names here on the wall here. They talk about, you know, people who are actually supporting this, people who donated money to make or maybe keep this area alive here. People who donated to the Borglum Circle, 100,000 or more, right? And you have a few names. So people are very interested in this. And all this is managed by the National Parks Services. People are coming here in the early morning. It's not even 8 o'clock in the morning actually, and people are still coming here. I'm reading here on the sign here that they have a historic viewing terrace, and the arrow is pointing down here, so why not? let me just follow this little pathway here and see, you know, what I can find. Well, actually it's pointing here, up here, so let's do that. Wow. So I'm actually coming up to the historic place here, and there is nobody here. It was actually hard to find, so people usually stood here after they opened this monument, and you could actually take a closer look if you, I'm not sure if you put in a coin here. Yeah, you have to insert 2 quarters. What a concept. So guys, if you like to check it out in more details, bring 2 quarters. And I can see there is some kind of pathway on the other side here. Let me see if I can find it. Yeah, I take all these stairs and I'm getting lower and lower and lower here. And hopefully I can find, you know, what I'm looking for here. And here is the creator, the Gutzon Borglum. And it looks like the sculpture is made by his son. Interesting. And this one takes you down to the sculptor's studio, whatever that is. And they have these kind of hidden rooms here everywhere. I just continue to go down here. Man, so many steps. You need to be careful, otherwise you're crashing down here, especially when you have a camera in your hand. You need to pay attention. The sculptor's studio. I'm not sure what they did here, if they actually had meetings or, you know, basically ate a sandwich in between working hours. But even from here you have a pretty good view of the main attraction here, as you can see. Hey, good morning. Yeah, I'm just checking out. Do you know what they did in here, basically?
So this is the artist studio, where Gutzon Borglum, the head of the whole project, would work on his model. And this is the original model right here.
This is the model.
And every inch on this model represents 1 foot on the mountain. So they would use this model to take all of their measurements and get all their proportions before they convert all of that and do it on the mountain.
How much dynamite did they use to carve this out?
Well, they used tons of it. They blasted 460,000 tons of rock off of the mountain.
Wow.
And how many boxes of dynamite that was, I'm not honestly too sure.
A lot. Let's agree, it's a lot. It's a lot of fireworks up there, right?
Uh-huh.
So this is actually a real thing, this one.
Yeah, this is the original model, created out of plaster by Gutzon Borglum.
I see.
And as far as the dynamite goes,
yes,
you've got some images here of the people that were making the dynamite out here on Mount Rushmore. These were the people that were getting paid the most in the project. Most of the workers that were out here drilling and doing the manual labor were getting about 35 cents an hour. But these men were getting
it's a risky job,
an hour.
Yeah, my goodness. Wow. And how about these tools? They are kind of primitive, right?
Yeah, some pretty basic tools out here. Everything that they were using was air powered. So they would use air pressure to power their drills.
All right.
That, or they would just use hand tools like the hammer and
fantastic.
chisel.
Very cool, very cool. You have a nice day.
Yeah,
take it easy.
You too.
Thank you. See you. Bye. This is the service area. I can't even find my way around here. That was a nice presentation though. This guy, he really knew the history of this place. I like that. I think I found a trail here. You have to like sneak around the corner here in order to find it. More stairs. They call this the Presidential Trail. Right behind the studio here. They actually have a smaller house, and in here they actually have, I'm not sure if this is the original place though, but at least they set up the equipment here. They used to power up these drills, right? They say up here, maybe you can see that, they used dynamite to remove 450,000 tons of rock. That's a lot actually, and the rest were actually carved out by these drills. And the machine they have in here was actually used to power up these machines. I think I will follow the trail, you know, a few hundred yards at least. Yeah, this one is just going up and up and up. Wow, it's good training. It looks like I have come to the end of all these stairs. So this is definitely the last viewing point here. And this is just an iconic look here. Take a look also at all the rocks down here that they basically used all the dynamite to remove, right? And then they made these faces very, very smooth using these drills. Wow, what an interesting place. And the rocks are coming down here. You can kind of see, if you take a look at that rock here, you can kind of see these drilling holes, I think, where they actually put in the dynamite back in the days. So some of these rocks are pretty big. I guess in the beginning it went really fast when it just took off, you know, certain parts of the mountain here, but after a few years they had to kind of be more careful here so they didn't destroy these faces here. This little viewpoint here talks about George Washington, and that's actually the guy you see up there. And this is also a good place to see all these rocks they carved away. I tried to show it earlier here, but you can see it even better here. It's actually a lot. And what a cool view, right? This is the last viewing spot here, where they actually talk about Abraham Lincoln. And I really like his hat though. Look at that hat. The top hat, really cool. And we see his face carved out at the top here. Wow. The 16th president of the United States. And I will go back to where I came from, and this is the way back. If you are in the area here, you should actually come to Mount Rushmore here and check out a very interesting thing. I mean, you see this sculpture behind me here, up in the mountain here. 4 presidents carved out from a mountain. That's kind of a wild concept, right? So come and spend some time here. It's easy. I mean, it's really the coolest thing you can do, right? Just enjoy. And I recommend it. So I say goodbye from Mount Rushmore.